I was gambling long before I got into this business, long before I created these websites 20 years ago. And you know as well as me that when you're in the zone, it's a wonderful place to be. And when you're not, it sucks. If you got my raise the bar 20 dime play yesterday on Pitt over Clemson, the very last line of my analysis, I said it wasn't going to be a blowout, but I was looking for Pitt to record the solid 10-point win. And Pitt, a 3.5-point favorite, wins by 10. And that was on the heels of 3 straight NBA winners to open the season, all single-digit chalks winning by double-digit margins. Yes, that's what it's like to be in the zone. But you know there are times that you can handicap the card, you can find that best bet, and it just doesn't work. And that's what I mean when it sucks. And other times it's just like playing ball. You go to the plate and that ball comes down the pike and it looks like a beach ball and you can't miss. Yes, being in the zone is a good thing. And what have I said many times to you over the years? When you're hot, you continue to press the action. You never walk away from the table when you've got that hot hand. And that's why I'm coming right back with another Raise the Bar 20 dime release today on the early card, which matches yesterday's winner on Pitt, last Sunday's winner on the Rams, and this one goes on the early card between the Panthers and the Giants. And just like all those other winners, you get it again as the half price play of the day by using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. And I'll repeat what I said yesterday because I don't mention it often enough. If you've never visited the site, if you've never been a customer and you want to get a sample of what it's like, check it out, the All Access Pass. You can get my plays and all the plays of all the handicappers for free by using the one-day All Access Pass. And free means free. There's no strings attached. Check it out. DeMarcosports.com or aldemarco.com. It's all one and the same, and I think you can know how to spell my name at this point. Okay, so yesterday, I went into yesterday's card having won 7 out of 8 complimentary plays. Only hit 1 out of 3 yesterday, winning with Ohio State, losing with a long shot with Texas Tech, and I lost another play, and I can't remember what it was, but hey, it was a free play, so c'est la vie. So let's try to do better today, huh? But again, they're free plays. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at the late afternoon card. Arizona is an 18-point favorite today. Biggest chalk on the board. One of the biggest chalks the entire season, if not the biggest chalk, in fact. And they're playing Houston. Why the hell not? Lay the 18 points with Arizona. Undefeated team. Now, it is true they do host Green Bay on Thursday night, but again, why the hell not? Lay the points with Arizona. I mean, they're coming off the 37-14 win at Cleveland. What has Houston done? They're coming off a 31-33 loss at Indianapolis. With Davis Mills at quarterback, they've had one good game, or he has had one good game. But overall, in the 4 games that he has started, they have had 5 trips, just 5 trips to the red zone in those 4 games. They've been outscored by an aggregate of 120-34. Arizona averages 32 points a game. Houston averages 15. Yeah. Lay the points with Arizona. What the hell? I just don't see any point. Why not? Also on the late card, Tampa Bay is an 11.5-point favorite at home against Chicago. You know, the Bears gave Tom Brady problems last year. This is a revenge game for Tampa Bay. They lost last year 20-19 to Chicago. Now, granted, Tampa Bay has a lot of injury concerns, not only in the secondary, but Gronk is out still. Antonio Brown is out today. But I like the fact that the Buccaneers have a little extra rest coming off that Thursday night win a week and a half ago against Philadelphia, 28-22. A game that shouldn't have been that close, but they allowed the Eagles to sneak in the back door after being up 28-7 late in the third quarter. But the fact is that the Buccaneers are 3-0 at home straight up, 2-1 against the spread. They have scored 31, 48, and 45 points in those home wins against Dallas, Atlanta, and Miami. And Tom Brady in those 3 games has passed for nearly 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Bears are coming off a 24-14 home loss to Green Bay. They have the worst offense in the NFL. They're 30th in the NFL in terms of points per game scored at 16.3. They have scored just more than 2 touchdowns in one single game all season, and that it was in the Week 4 win against the Detroit Lions. Um, yes, their defense has kept them in games, thanks to 21 sacks, which leads or has them tied with the Vikings for the league lead. And their defense is only allowing 20.7 points a game. But I think Tom Brady will sit back there in the pocket. He will have adequate time. I think the Chicago offense is so one-dimensional, relying too much on Justin Fields with the loss of their top 2 running backs. And I think that Tampa Bay will cover that spread today, minus the 11.5 points. Another game on the late card, the Raiders and the Eagles. I don't get the line. I don't understand. The Raiders -3. I was impressed with all the circus going on, the off-field issues going into last week's game at Denver, the John Gruden fiasco with the emails. The Raiders, very focused, 5-point underdog, go to Denver, snap a 2-game losing streak, dominating the Broncos 34-24. Well, we subsequently seen after a 3-0 start, the Broncos aren't that good. But still, that was an impressive victory by the Raiders. The Eagles, now I'm a lifelong Eagles fan, granted. The Eagles are not that good. Okay. Yes, they backdoored Tampa, as I just told you. They won at Carolina 21-18. I say that is a game more that Carolina lost than the Eagles won. The 2 games prior to that, they got crushed at home by Kansas City 42-30, and they lost at Dallas 41-21. They have a head coach, Nick Sirianni, whose play calling has to be questioned because he just doesn't believe in calling running plays, even though he has a very good running back in Miles Sanders. They have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts who great at running the ball, but has repeatedly shown that he doesn't have the arm strength to make the deep passes that they keep calling. They have a coach who also doesn't believe in throwing the ball over the middle, which in the NFL, if you can't throw the ball down the middle of the field, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, and they also have a defense that just can't stop anybody, that you can throw the ball against them, and I think Derek Carr will. So you're giving me the Raiders at -3? Yeah, I'll take the Raiders -3, and I'll buy down the half point in that spot. So those are your 3 complimentary plays. And in terms of which one I like, well, I think you can tell which one I like. The Raiders would be number 1. Arizona, -18, would be number 2. And then coming in at number 3 would be Tampa Bay. Now, that quirky little stat that I always talk about, where if you can simply pick the straight-up winners of a game, would be delivering it, well, this year at nearly 81%. I've got all the breakdown of how that stat has done this season in various situations. If you happen to be watching the video here on the site, scroll down. If you aren't and you're watching the video on YouTube, click on through, or actually not click on through, come to the site, DeMarco Sports, or aldemarco.com, because I can tell you right now, the straight-up winners through the first 6 weeks of the season are 75-18-1 against the spread. I've broken it down every single category, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights for you, how the dogs have done, everything you can imagine. Now, of course, as I always say, if it is easy as picking the straight-up winner, we'd all be millionaires. We'd all be sitting side by side, owning our golf course properties right there in Vegas. It's not that simple, but it's an amazing, quirky little stat that I stumbled across about a dozen years ago. And through the first 10 to 12 weeks of the season, it's generally sometimes as much as an 85 to 90% play. Not quite as good this year, 81%. Ain't shabby. Check it out. Best of luck, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.